Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashnavutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatali Shatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudhi Gaura Bhakta. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Giri Govardhana ki jai.
Hare Krišna, lepo pozdravljeni na tokratnem nedeljskem programu. Zaključili smo s prvim delom, to so bili čudoviti bhađani, duhovna glasba, ki jo je vodila Tulja Mataji in o pomoči še ostalih glasbenikov, mogoče eno zahvalo, en glasen Hari Bol za vse naše glasbenike. Medtem pa naj še welcome our dear guests to our festival Sunday program. Today we are celebrating also Govardhana puja. We will have a nice activities, spiritual activities going on, and we will start with drama about Govardhana Lila, of course. Torej, program nadaljujemo z dramo. Oprizarjali bodo Govardhana Lilo, torej zabavo, kako je Krišna dvignil hrib Govardhan. Tudi tokrat se je igralska zasedba zbrala, oziroma jo je zbrala Ananda Vrindavan Mataji. In teli igralci že zdaj izgledajo zelo čudovito in sigurno nas čaka nekaj lepega. Bodo pa igralci potrebovali kar precej prostora, tako da mogoče bi bilo fino, če se še malo umaknete. Drama will be in Slovenian language, so if anybody needs translation, maybe you can raise your hand. Okay. You can get your microphones? No. Headphones, okay. They're by Durlaba. No. So, with this problem, sorry. And translation will be simultaneously going on. Torej, drama bo v slovenščini, če pa kdo potrebuje prevod. Tako, zdaj pa mislim, da smo kar pripravljeni. Mogoče še naprej, da napovem sam program. Sledi potem 15:04 predavanje, v gosteh imamo njegovo milost Manidhar Prabhuja, ob 5 je Damodaraštaka, Kartike, ob 5:30 parikram okrog Govardhana in pa Arati Govardhana in potem 5:45 obvestila in danes malo kasneje, predvidoma ob 6 presadam. Tako. Otroški program se dogaja v učilnici, ja, posebej je, mislim, je posebej za mlajše in starejše. Tako. Torej od 15 do 4, tako, sedaj se je začel tudi otroški program za starejše in posebej za mlajše, tako da ste vsi tudi dobrodošli. Po igri, ok, po igri program. Redo? Hare Krišna.
Prosim vas, da v naslednjih pol ure ne ostanete opazovalci, ampak vidžavasi, prebivalci Vrindavana, vaši glasovi, vaše roke, vaše srce. Vse to lahko uporabimo, da oživimo Govardhan Lilo in Krišno, našega zvestega. Zato, ko zaslišite naš klic, ne ostanete brez zadržkov in se nam pridružite.
Dobrodošli v Vrindavan Dham, božansko prebivališče, kjer vse služi enemu cilju, zadovoljstvu čudovitega sina, Nande in Jašode. Nekega dne je Krišna opazil, kako njegov oče in kralj Vrindavana pripravlja daritev za polboga Indro. Krišna je vrhovni gospod, a zdaj je gledal, kako njegova lastna družina meni, da je potrebno častiti polbogove. Ker ga to ni navdušilo, se je odločil ustaviti Indro Jagijo in tako se je začela ena njegovih najbolj sladkih zabav. Poglejte, kaj se bo zgodilo naprej.
To postavite tja, prosim. Ne tja, tam se bodo vsi spotaknili. Komu sem že naročil, naj poskrbi za zaloge riža. Če nam bo dovolj riža, gospod Indra ne bo zadovoljen z nami. In še bolj me skrbi kraljica Jašoda. Če ne bo vse popolno, ona ne bo zadovoljna z nami. Prosim, pohitite. Vse mora biti postorjeno, natančno in pravočasno.
Zakaj? O,
zakaj, moja draga kraljica?
Zašto su ove naše sluškinje nekad tako strašno nespretne?
Pa veš, da se trudijo po svojih najboljših močeh. Morda pa, če...
Ne morda, dragi moj muž. Želim da bude sve savršeno za našeg najdužeg Krišnu. Jer znaš kako je on zahtjevan. Kad nije sve po njegovom ukusu, postane malo divlji.
Samo malo je navihan, tako kot so vsi otroci. In veš, ko je tak, mi še samo bolj omehča srce. Ko smo že pri njem, poglej, kdo prihaja.
Dragi Lala, dragi moj sine, gdje si bio? Kako si?
Dobro sam, draga mati. O, dragi oče, kaj je ta veliki obred? Kaj želite doseči z njim? In če gre za daritev, komu je namenjena? In kako jo boste izvedli?
O, dragi kanaj, gospod Indra je gospodar dežja. In oblaki so njegovi osebni predstavniki. In oni so tisti, ki neposredno prinašajo dež in dajejo in osrečujejo vsa živa bitja in dajejo življenje. Zato je gospod Indra zadolžen za uspeh in blaginjo vseh živih ljudi. To je pomembno religiozno načelo in je od čvrste družinske tradicije. Moramo ga spoštovati.
Moj dragi oče, Indra nima ničesar opraviti za soda živih biti. Poglej, živimo v hribih in gozdovih. Zato raje izkažemo hvaležnost kravam, brahmanam in hribu Govardhani. Naj se začne daritev v njihova zadovoljstva.
Dragi moj deček, ker si ti to želiš, lahko organiziramo posebno daritev za krave, brahmane in hrib Govardhan. Ampak zdaj nas pusti, da izvedemo to pomembno žrtvovanje, ki se mu reče Indra Jagija.
Moj dragi oče, ne odlašaj. Poglej, raje zberi pripomočke, ki si jih že izbral za Indra Jagija in z njimi takoj zadovolji hrib Govardhan, brahmane in krave.
Kako naj te zavrnem, dragi moj kanaj?
Nanda Maharaj je popustil z naklonjenosti do svojega ljubega sina. In tako so storili vse, kar je Krišna predlagal. Najprej so organizirali recitiranje ugodnih vedskih mantar in nato so z uporabo pripomočkov, ki so bili namenjeni Indri, spoštljivo obdarovali hrib Govardhana in brahmane. Pripravili so ogromne gore raznovrstne okusne hrane za zadovoljstvo Govardhana. Kravam so ponudili dišečo travo, nato so s kravami, voli in teleti pred seboj krožili okrog hriba Govardhan. Bila je čudovita slovesnost in na koncu so bili vsi zelo, zelo zadovoljni. No, morda ne čisto vsi.
Nekaj je nekje strašno narobe. Imam glavobol in postaja vse huje in huje. Jaz sem kralj nebes in ne bi smel imeti glavobola. Kaj je vzrok temu? Zagotovo me nekdo nekje ne časti pravilno. Kaj? Kaj je ta hrup, ki ga slišim iz Bharata Varše?
Jaya Giri
Kaj je to? Prebivalci Vrindavana so vzeli vse daritve namenjene meni in jih dali hribu. Poglejte jih, inteligenca teh pastirjev ni nič boljša od inteligence živali, ki jih čuvajo. Zdaj, kako so zanemarili častiti mene, kralja nebes. Že vem, pokazal jim bom, pokazal bom njim in njihovemu malemu dečku, kdo je tukaj gospodar. Sambartaka, kje so moji zvesti oblaki uničenja?
Ali so oblaki zgolj mase lebdeče vode, ustvarjene z nekim mehanskim, brezosebnim zakonom? Ne. Vidite, kot vse v Vrindavanu, so tudi oni osebe.
Poklicana sva na kraljevi dvor, Indri, takoj morava tja. Zakaj? Pač Indra naju je poklical, tja morava. Saj si že slišal, kaj se tam doli dogaja, ne?
Nikar ne govori. Ampak, če dobro pomislim, zakaj bi naj potreboval, saj naša naloga uničenja vesolja pride na vrsto čez 432.000 let.
Ja, okej, to je res. Takrat pridemo šele na vrsto. In mogoče ima res za naju neko posebno poslanstvo. Neke govorice se širijo, ne vem čisto točno, kaj. Nisem prepričan.
Kaj, povej.
A si že slišal za
Barata Varša. A to je tisti otok tam doli na Bumandali, kjer njeni prebivalci celo življenje garajo, brez da bi dobili kaj za meno. Kakšni neumneži.
Ja, lej, točno to se tam doli dogaja. Tam doli je zdaj veliki gospodar. Zdaj je deček pastir. Tam v neki vasi Pimpavan.
Nikoli še nisem slišal za
A daj ti rajši poslušaj, kaj ti govorim.
Hočeš reči, da je gospod narajan tam doli?
Govori se, da sploh, da je v vlogi nekega dečka, pastirčka po imenu Krišna in da se pretvarja, da sploh ni Bog. In saj si slišal, kaj se je zgodilo z gospodom Bramom.
Ojoj. Hočeš reči, da ima Krišna sedaj načrt, da bi zmanjšal ponos našega gospodarja Indre?
Točno to. Veš, kaj se govori? Da so tisti prebivalci v tisti vasi Pimpavan, ali kako se že reče, oni so bili pripravljeni darovati žrtvovanje našemu kralju, velikemu Indri. Ampak veš, kaj je storil Krišna? On jih je prepričal, da so nehali s tem žrtvovanjem in jih je nagovoril, da častijo neko hribovje.
Pa kdo pa časti hribovje? Mislim, da se bo Kali Juga tokrat res zelo zgodaj začela.
Daj, pojma nimam, kaj se dogaja. Dejstvo je, da nikoli ne veš, kaj bo Krišna storil. Poleg tega, mislim, da bi bilo zelo pametno, da greva takoj tja, ker drugače naj bojo razstrelili na milijone oblačkov.
Greva, ker nam se da. Priznam, da sem že pošteno dolgočasim in komaj čakam, da preizkusiva najne moči vesoljnega potopa. Se strinjam. Pustite, preizkušala najne moči.
Tukaj sva vaše veličanstvo.
Ja, povejte in vse bova naredila.
Vidva sta moja zvesta služabnika. Želim, da odideta zdaj v Bharata Varšo, v tist nepomembni kraj z imenom Vrindavan in izlijeta nam vse svoje vode uničenja, dokler tista vas in njeni prebivalci ne bodo izginili.
Vse najne vode, gospodar, pa midva mava toliko dežja, da bi lahko preplavila celo vesolje. In ne samo eno majhno vas.
Ne sprašuj več! Ti prebivalci Vrindavana so si drznili prekiniti jagjo za moje zadovoljstvo. Samo zato, ker so slišali otročje besede enega malega dečka izmed njih po imenu Krišna.
Ampak, oprostite, gospodar, govori se, da naj bi bil ta Krišna...
Tišina! Dovolj govoric! Želim jih kaznovati tako strogo, da bo vsakemu jasno, da se ta bolezen čaščenja kogarkoli drugega, razen mene, ne sme več širiti.
Izpolnila bova vsak vaš ukaz.
Tako je. Vajna zvesta služabnika sva in vse bova naredila, kakor velite.
Pojdita zdaj. Jaz pa bom prišel kasneje na svojem slonu Airavati, da si ogledam to zabavo.
Moja draga mati, moj dragi oče, a vsi moji dragi prebivalci Vrindavana, ne bojte se. Dvignil bom hrib Govardhano in vas tako zaščitil. Zdaj lahko vsi skupaj pridete pod ta veliki hrib Govardhana, ki je kot velik dežnik. Ne bojte se in ne mislite, da mi bo padal z roke. Indra je poslal grozovit dež in silovit veter. Zato sem dvignil hrib Govardhana, da vas zaščitim. Zdaj lahko skupaj s svojimi kravami in drugimi živalmi pridete pod ta velik dežnik in ste srečni.
In tako je Krišna 7 dni držal hrib Govardhan na mezincu svoje leve roke. Pravi razlog za to čudežno dejanje ni bil le zmanjšanje Indrinega ponosa, temveč tudi to, da je vsem prebivalcem Vrindavana, starim in mladim, gopam in gopijam omogočil, da se do obistina uživajo njegove nektarske lepote. In to polnih 7 dni in 7 noči brez prekinitve. Nekaj, kar se sicer nikoli ne zgodi. Dragi bakte, predstavljajte si, da ste tudi vi pod hribom Govardhan, zaščiteni ljubljeni in zagledani v Krišno. Kaj bi mu od srca rekli?
Samo pogledajte, ovo moje drago dijete. Nanda baba, učini nešto. Kako ga samo mora boljeti njegova mekana ruka, jer drži ovo ogromno brdo.
Ne bodi smešna, Jašoda. Pa saj veš, da jaz in drugi pastiri svojimi palicami držimo Govardhan.
Ja samo vidim da moje drago dijete tako naporno radi, držeći ovo veliko brdo. Kad će uopšte prestati? Girirač, o Girirač, molim te, postani što lakši, tako da te Krišna nimalo ne osjeti. Molim te, Girirač.
O Krišna, zdaj lahko vsaj po mili volji gledam tebe, kakor mi srce želi.
Radharani, prosim, ne glej Krišne. Ali ne vidiš, da mu kolena klecajo? In da se poti od tvojih sladkih, poščevenih pogledov. In zdaj se mu že roka trese. Prosim, pokrij svoj prelep obraz s tančico. Ker če ne, bo Govardhan padel na vse nas. O, mati Jašoda, Krišna je zagotovo lačen. Predlagam, da ga takoj nahraniš. In tudi Brahmanu, Madhumangalo, ki je tudi zaslužen, da Govardhan mirno leži na Krišnovi roki.
O moji dragi Bridžabasi, o moja ljuba družina, končno smo vsi skupaj pod tem čudovitim hribom Govardhana, ki nam tako lepo služi. Zdaj pa bom še povečal našo srečo, tako, da zaigram na flavto. Uživajte.
Krišna, ne igraj na flavto, nikakor. Vsi vedo, da ko ti igraš, gibna bitja, kot je reka Jamuna, otrkne. In negibna, kot so kamni, se stopijo. In bojim se, da se bo tudi Govardhan stopil. In potem bomo vsi pokončani.
Madhumangal ni tako. Girirač je resen in zbran bakta. Ne bo se pustil kar tako zmest. Služba za Krišno mu je na prvem mestu. Poglej, kako dobro je upravila. Pravi bakta. Čaj, Girirač.
Medtem pa se je Indra nad Govardhanom počasi začel zavedati.
Kaj je to? Zakaj moja moč ne deluje? Kako to, da moji nepremagljivi oblaki uničenja ne morejo uničiti te majhne vesi? In to po 7 dneh splošnega potopa. Nekaj ni v redu. Joj. Samvartaka, prenehajte, ustavite se. Bojim se, da sem naredil strašno napako. Joj, morda bi pa moral iti in videti tega malega plavega dečka. Zdi se mi, da je on resnično moj oboževani gospod.
O moji dragi Bridžabasi, nevihta je končana. Zdaj se lahko varno vrnete domov.
O, sine moj dragi.
O moj dragi Girirač.
Indra je nato prišel k Krišni na osamljeno mesto in mu ponudil svoje najgloblje opravičilo in molitve. Poklonil se je znova in znova, jokajoč prosil Govindo za odpuščanje. Gospod mu je seveda odpustil svojemu nespametnemu služabniku in bil je željan, da se vrne k igri, k svojim ljubljenim prijateljem v gozdu. Indra je nedvomno eden iskrenih Krišnovih bakt, a to je čudovita lekcija za vse nas, ki se lahko naučimo z Indrine napake. Ne glede na to, kako močni postanemo v tem svetu, če ne ostanemo ponižni in utemeljeni v vlogi Krišnovega služabnika, bo naš nespametni ponos razkrit in odstranjen s posebno milostjo Gospoda. Dragi bakte, zaprimo oči za trenutek in razmislimo, kakšno je moje srce pred Gospodom, a sem mu pripravljen predati svoj ponos. Jai Giridhari! Jai Giridhari! Jai Giriraj Govardhan! Jai Giriraj Govardhan! Jai Giriraj Govardhan! Jai Giriraj Govardhan! Dragi bakte, ni še konec. Ni še konec.
Urađi se, tako potrebno v Kartiku, tam makar slišo zbrali se, skoraj vsi, večina. In ti pri 7 letih že, predolgega vsi svoje vse, bolje je to, da služiti se, da je dano jedina. To pa Indra čisto ponori, hoče zelo vse in malo zveda se. Karte v srcu mirno volijo, Krišna rešti nas, predali tebi svoj. Glavina ti si najboljši, nihče se Indre ne boji. Ko državi je tvoja vsa, zgodi se čarovnija dan. Sve za te Govardhani kriv, ampak ne veči je drži. Je svoja zgrada vrađa vsa, me treše ta pravi strah. Ta zgodba res napeta je, tvoj smešna energija vre. Že 7 dni in vse noči pravi hodit šaha. Podobni se razdivajo, živali srce skrivajo, strele na nebu švigajo, kako zlate soje. Medtem pa Indra novo pesem še pošilja sprejete in dobro zveda sve. Odlivo gleda čisto drugi svet in zate Krišna to je samo ognjene. Glavina tim si najboljši, nihče se Indre ne boji. Ko državi je tvoja vsa, zgodi se čarovnija dan. Saj zate Govardhani gre, ampak le večji je drži. je svoja zrana vraća vsa, najkrajše tam pravica.
Pomagaj, Krišni!
Govinda, ti si najboljši, niče se Indre ne voli. Potrstani je tvoja vsa, korisniš narovnijana. Sve znate dobar dan igri, ampak ne večni je nežni. Je svoja strana vraća vsa, najkrajše tam pravi stan, najkrajše tam pravi stan, najkrajše.
Še en glasen Hare Bol za našo dramsko ekipo, prosim. Hvala vam, čudoviti ste bili. Preden nadaljujemo s programom, še eno obvestilo. One notice before we go on. Bel Citroen Karavan, Ljubljana 35 ACR, narobe parkiran. Torej, kdor je lastnik who owns white Citroen, big one, like Caravan. The number is Ljubljana 35 ACR. Please move your car, it is parked wrongly. Okay. Hare Krišna, tako, sedaj ste pa spet vabljeni, da pridete malce bližje naprej, da se spet malo razkmotimo, sledilo bo predavanje. Please do come forward now we have more space, so there will be lecture now going on. Okay, Hare Bol, torej lepo, da vsaj nekateri smo ostali. Welcome all to come back. Trenutno še malce čakamo, da Manidhar Prabhu pride. Je tukaj, samo ni ga še v tempelski dvorani trenutno. Hare Krišna, Manidhar Prabhu ki jai. So welcome, our dear guest. Manidhar Prabhu je učenec njegove svetosti Šrila Prabhupada, prihaja sicer iz Češke, dolga desetletja že prakticira bhakti jogo, ima veliko svojih duhovnih realizacij in spoznanj in dogodivščin, ki jih ponavadi na zelo zabaven način pripoveduje. Vedno smo veseli, da ga imamo, pravzaprav se kar redno prihaja k nam in vsakič znova smo ga zelo veseli. So Manidhar Prabhu comes from Czech. He's a disciple of His Holiness Srila Prabhupada. We are very happy every time we host him here because he comes regularly and he always has a lot of spiritual realization that he shares, and it's always also fun to have him. So, yeah, welcome. Bom kar predala besedo. Hare Krišna. Yeah, translation is simultaneously. So the lecture is now in English. So, torej predavanje bo v angleščini. Tisti, ki ne razumete angleško, vzemite prosim slušalke in bo poskrbljeno za prevod. V redu?
This introduction, I can already say I cannot compete with the theatre, okay? I am known to be able to be quite theatrical, but I cannot compete with the theatre. So Prabhupada very much liked theatre. He very often commented on that. So maybe I should just start right away because it is quite customary that every Sunday we are reading from Bhagavad Gita. That's the basis of Krishna consciousness. And I will just read briefly a text from Bhagavad Gita, which is wonderful, challenging, and always up to date. So, when I distributed this book for many years, I told people this is a very money-saving book. Why? Because you don't have to buy any other book in your life. One book saves space and saves money. If you just have that one book, it's completely enough. So, I don't know if there is on the translation, this Slovenian version of Bhagavad Gita, but I will just read the shloka and a little bit of the purport by Srila Prabhupada. This is from Srimad Bhagavad Gita from the 6th chapter, text what is this? 6th chapter, text 20-23. Besides the Sanskrit, Krishna is saying here something about yoga and the symptoms of somebody who is practicing yoga. Now, most of the people understand yoga being something very physical. People there are many yoga schools, to exercise, to generally come in a better state, physical state, maybe even mental state. But Bhakti Yoga, what we practice, goes far beyond that. We are not against these physical exercises. They may help to reduce the weight or to become peaceful. This means to sit down and do nothing. Generally, that people are saying, no, he is peaceful, he is sitting down, he is doing nothing. they cannot imagine that there's a type of yoga where you have hardly time to sit down and you always do something. That's called bhakti yoga. It's full of activity. It's full of social interaction. And as Krishna says here, the symptoms of such a yoga are: it is characterized by one's ability to see the oneself by pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the real self. Now, the idea of self-realization is not very uncommon. I hear even nowadays many people speaking like this. I have to become self-realized. What they actually mean to say is, I have to come to a stage where I can do what I want. That's actually what they mean to say. You know, he achieved his goal in a career. He could fulfill his dream. He got self-realized, yes. Well, that's again not what we have in mind, and that's not what Krishna has in mind. When Krishna speaks about self-realization, he speaks about the real self. And we ask people, who is you? Who is the self? Who is me? I can give you almost 100% guarantee you get a completely confusing, illusory answer. Oh yeah, there's a pujari here. This is the man who is serving day and night on the altar. This is, whenever the curtain goes open, you see the deities and you see him. So, anyway. So, what is it actually? Self. You know, people go, that's me. No, this is your chest. No, this is me. Well, this is your head. Well, I will show you who I am. I will show you my passport. First of all, as you all know, the photos in a passport, they are generally horrible. You know, this is not something people frame at home, you know, the poster photo from the passport. You know, they are horrible. And as a devotees, we have a big problem with that. In the early days when I joined this movement, it was always a big problem. The police stopped us. Hare Krišna, passport. And they opened the passport and they said, this is not you. Because the photo was from the days before we joined this movement. And on the photo you saw a man, you know. And then you look at the devotee, he said, no, that's not you. Because they saw a shiny, happy face. And this is what Krishna also describes here in Bhagavad Gita. This is what he defines as symptoms of yoga. One becomes very joyful. Now, normally you don't see many joyful yogis, isn't it? You know, when you look, they go, this is a yogi. You know, possibly big beard, skinny, from all the fasting, and he's performing austerity, called Tyaga. He renounced everything. He's not speaking, not eating, not sleeping. He is just meditating. Well, you know, you don't see devotees looking like that usually. No. People go, what do you mean austerity? You're always speaking about austerity. Control of the senses, control of the mind. Yes. This is the first thing which is important in yoga. To learn how to control the mind and the senses. Then people look at us and they go, where is your control? You are playing centra here. That's a quite a sensual experience, you know. And then you don't look very austere. You know. There are definitely in the early stages of Krishna consciousness many devotees struggling with overweight. You know, I used to be always very entertained, sorry, I have to be a little bit specific, about Mataji's joining this movement, you know. Before they joined this movement, they were very conscious, you know. Weight, very important, very important. Shape, very important. And when they come to Krishna consciousness, they realized, nobody cares here. You know why? Because we are not this body. It's a happy news, isn't it? So then they go, so I don't have to look like this, or I don't have to, I can actually eat what I want. Now I know, sorry, but I know I was managing many years in Krishna consciousness. Ladies look like they eat very little usually. They just, you know, brahmacharis, monks, they eat like digging machines sometimes, you know, just. I used to run restaurants, you know, in Krishna consciousness too. People were shocked when they were coming to lunch and then they saw some member of the Hare Krishna movement eating on another table. I remember they stopped eating, they were just, take on it, imagine how much a human being can devour. What an amount. They were like, whoa. That's really an austere monk, isn't it? And then he was going, Prasadam ki jai. Now Matajis, they look like they don't eat very much. It's very deceiving. They eat in little portions. And they have it divided. Here, there, here, there, here, there. Well, if you would count all sin together, it's quite a pile. But anyway, this is not for everybody, but I know, remember, young people joining this movement, you know, of course. They have fresh senses, French digestion, you know. Why not? Srila Prabhupada even advocated that. He said, let them eat. It's the only fun they have, really, from material point of view even. You know, yeah? Sleeping, we don't do that much. Sex life, forget it. Intoxication, of course not. So people think, where's the fun? They go, oh yeah, eating. Yeah, that I can understand. That's where the fun is. I was struggling with this like anything. I joined this movement, I was 18, surrounded by monks. I was a monk. You cannot imagine on these Sundays how much we were eating. It was like a congregational suicide. You know, I remember us, 15 monks lying up there on the floor, going, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Couldn't even breathe. It was, and I swear, I said, Krishna, what am I doing here in this movement? I will die. One devotee turned around, he said, it's not so bad to die on prasadam, So, so I was like, but it was actually disturbing. It was, Krishna had a solution for that. I got so loaded with responsibilities for others, I had practically not much time to eat myself, So that kind of regulated itself on its own. So this is our natural process. Prabhupada gave a very amazing formula for anybody who wants to be austere. He said, you can renounce and you can be austere only proportionally how you gain a higher taste. You can renounce one thing when you get something better. Otherwise, it doesn't work. You can artificially, out of frustration, say, no, I already did this before. I suffered from this. No. But when you don't get the higher taste, you will be forced to come back to the very same thing which caused you so much misery. Therefore, some people also do leave Krishna consciousness again because they didn't got sufficient higher taste. If you have a higher taste, you don't need this anymore. They ask me always, hearing about the principles we are following, how can you follow this? This is, who forbade you to do this? No illicit sex life, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling. For some people it's like life, you took my life. How can you live like this? Who forbade you to do this? I said, well, actually nobody. I'm a free man. I can go tonight to Ljubljana, and have some fun. Well, there's the first problem. I have no money. Okay. But I can try still. Even with little money, you can get maximum intoxicated. As a students, we used to try this out because we had no money. So, you go around Ljubljana Saturday night, Sunday night, find some happy people. Show me. Who is happy? You go, this man coming from a bar, he's happy, look. Well, sorry, but this is not what we define as happiness. He's intoxicated. What is happiness? That's the big question. People look for happiness, they don't even know what it is. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita here, the happiness you will not find out there by searching new experiences, sensual experiences. I mean, you must know it. Every time, here people go to the ocean to enjoy in the summer. It's called holiday. Look how they're enjoying. It's sad. Even as a kami, before I joined this movement, I was going, I am not going to go on holiday. No. It's so sad. Finally, after a whole year hard working, you got 2 weeks holiday. So you in 2 weeks try to enjoy what you missed the whole year. That's already a misery. You are stressed. I must enjoy. Now, what? Well, something. Eating, sleeping, mating. That's generally the sources of enjoyment. The problem is, eating in the tourist areas, it's 5 times as expensive as anywhere else. The Croatian, the local ones on the ocean, they go, oh yeah, tourism, very good, very good. Come. And then tourists come, now we will enjoy. Well, who is really enjoying is the people living there because they squeeze them all out for money. That's the first misery. And then what you do actually? You go to the beach. That's really a place of enjoyment, isn't it? Is it? I mean, in my life, nobody ever saw me lying on a beach. I was going, what shall I do here? And there are people who lie there half a day, turning slowly red or brown. Then they turn around to the other side and they keep on lying there for the rest of the day. I think, how are they doing this? I'm finished after 5 minutes, it's nothing, it's horrible. And there is one thing which doesn't go on holiday. That's your mind. The mind is not on holiday. So you can lie on a beach, in a very nice, warm beach, and the mind goes, do you remember? Do you remember how insulted you got by your boss in your job? When you come back from holiday, you will tell him, but there is no boss. You're on holiday. But the mind didn't went on holiday. The mind brings nasty memories. And it's agitating. I mean, I can go endlessly on this. Life in a material world, in terms of enjoyment, it's vocabulary hopeless. You will never get what you want. Impossible. And people know it, and they see it all the time. I met, even in Krishna consciousness, rich people, who are devotees, rich devotees. I can give an example of Ambarish Prabhu, the grandson of Mr. Ford. Big American industrialist. Obviously a man, for him money was not so important. I met him in a Delhi airport. He came out of the airplane. He was going, Hare Bol, Ambarish. It's my godbrother, He said, I just came to India to go to the holy places. I came here for spiritual life. You know what happened to me? Already on the airplane, they realized Mr. Ford is here. I come out of the airplane, so immediately there's some reporter, Mr. Ford, are you going to invest in India? You know, he said, I cannot even go to the toilet peacefully. You know, it's horrible to be rich and famous. It's horrible. So much for the sense gratification. And him being very experienced man, even you could say socially, you know, he grew up amongst the high-class capitalists. So for him it was so difficult to relate even to devotees in the beginning. Because what did devotees do? Ah, you are that Ford. You know, you could give a donation for this and donation for that. And he was disgusted. He said, oh, again money. If anybody wants money from me. Prabhupada stopped that. When soon he heard, oh, Mr. Ford is here. Prabhupada said, nobody's going to preach to him. Only me. And they brought Ambarish to Prabhupada. He immediately got completely mesmerized by Prabhupada. He got completely carried away. Became his disciple. And he was just waiting when Prabhupada starts with the money. It's, you know, we need money. We don't deny it. Prabhupada didn't mention anything. He was just talking about Krishna to him all the time. And he was going, oh, that's an interesting guru. You know? He just talks about God all the time. So, where is actually the pleasure? Krishna says very clearly and vividly in Bhagavad Gita, it's with us all the time. It's inside. We are by nature full of pleasure, full of knowledge, eternally. Can you imagine that? But it doesn't look like that, isn't it? I mean, you just think a little bit and you think, oh boy, I'm miserable. Seriously. Am I eternal? Doesn't look like that, really. You know. Am I full of knowledge? Oh, I just forgot even the keys. I don't know where my keys are. So much for the knowledge. You know, it's obvious. But in Krishna consciousness, the beautiful news is, we are not this body. This is just temporary. Now we are sitting here looking at each other. This is all packaging material. This is all external. But we take it very seriously. Why are you looking at me like this? Huh? Mm-hmm. That's how Maya comes. It's all illusion. You know what? You know, like I noticed, it happened to me once. I was speaking, giving lecture, I have to point my eye somewhere, okay? So I'm obviously seeing, so I just point my eye somewhere, I speak. Then I realized that the devotee sitting in front of me got very nervous. And he got very kind of... So I looked somewhere else, and I kept on speaking after the lecture. I said, there was some problem with the lecture, you had some problem with what I said? He said, no. I was all the time thinking, why is he looking at me? All the time. What does he want? Is he giving the lecture for me? No, I didn't. He just imagined. That's how that happens. Somebody looks at you, you go, why is he looking like this? Then you look back, why are you looking like this? Then he wakes up and goes, why is he looking at me like that? Immediately you have a problem. And nothing happened. Nobody has any intention. It's just the body moving. So in Krishna consciousness, it's so beautiful. We don't really care much, but we also have a very scientific understanding of the body. Obviously, there are different bodies, obviously. But there's only 8,400,000 types of bodies. That's quite confusing, isn't it, already? So which body we do have now? Well, we have one body amongst the 400,000 type of bodies. It's called human form of life. And what kind of body? Well, obviously there are differences. When I meet the Indian devotees, I go, Hare Krishna, and they go, Hare Krishna. I go, why is he going with the head like this? In the West, when you go with the head like this, means no, I don't agree. No. In India, it means yes. Immediate confusion. What is this? With Indians, I mean, when I come to India, it's like landing on another planet. Right away, I come in, out of the airport, and you're surrounded by people all the time. And they push. There's always physical contact. Chala, and they push each other. In the West, you try to push somebody, he will call police. That's called abuse. Indians, abuse, not abuse. Anyway, you can pile them up, you can squeeze them together. They are like, ah. One devotee, he sent me a recording from his phone. He was going on a sleeping train, Delhi, Calcutta. You go the whole night. And he wrote, 2 o'clock in the morning. Nobody was sleeping. And it was so packed, they overbooked the train. People were sitting on this. There were beds, but in one bed there was 10 Indians. And they were they were eating and talking. And he said, that's the Indian sleeping train. No chance to sleep. Sometimes I wonder when Indians sleep, because they're just, they come together and just, It's unbelievable. Here in West, you go on a train, it's silence. If you want to know really the meaning of silence, come with me to Scandinavia. That's a really place. You can put 10 Swedish persons next to each other. Silence. So, obviously, the bodies are different. Who cares in Krishna consciousness? We are just watching. Is he interested in Krishna? Is he interested in devotional service? So, suddenly the life becomes very easy. And even there's differences. There's problems living like a temple. There are some people living together here. That can create really a problem. In the beginning, when devotees start to really live together, Prabhupada had to deal with that. He did something absolutely revolutionary. There is no time in a Vedic culture, we represent Vedic culture, where women could stay overnight in a temple. Not possible. It was expected they go home and they chant Hare Krishna or whatever at home. Yeah. But not in a temple. Actually, Prabhupada initially said it's going to be like this. Temple is for sannyasis, brahmacharis, fully renounced people who do service day and night. Ladies, very nice, you can come, see dear, but no night. Prabhupada saw, I am in America. The first one who came in the door was the ladies. Hare Krishna, bang, I am here. And Prabhupada was like, what shall we do with that? Bhaktin from Texas. She just got down from the horse, put the gun in a corner and joined the Hare Krishna movement, What do you do with that? When Prabhupada first time saw a lady on a horse, he was laughing. He never saw anything like this in India. I don't see ladies going, I was a long time in Sweden, in Scandinavia. Every lady has a horse. There's more horses as people, in Sweden. My daughter had a horse. She had 3 horses. Anyway, that's a detail. But, I put my daughter on a horse, and she goes, yeah, so what's the big deal, Let's go. Yeah. So Prabhupada was shocked when he saw this. And these ladies were very eager to do service. What do you do with that? So Prabhupada invented even a word for that. You don't find it in the scriptures. It's called brahmacharini. It's the female from brahmachari, the monk. So brahmacharini, you never find in Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, Sri Mahabrahmacharini Uvacha. No, it's not really there, you know. Prabhupada had to call it something. Actually, in reality, it means an unmarried girl. That's it. So, you know, so he had to call it something. And now he got a movement, at least 50-50, if not more, ladies and more. All young people. Young means, at the peak of the hormonal foaming. Obviously, he must have known there will be some trouble. He took that risk. And what did he do? He put everybody in preaching line. All go out and preach Krishna consciousness. Everybody was saying, preaching what? We don't know anything. We just joined. Prabhupada said, you like chanting Hare Krishna? Yeah. Then show it to others. That's preaching. Immediately. He installed it like this. Devotees are going, Prabhupada, you sent me to a country. You want me to go country? I don't speak even the language. What shall I preach? Prabhupada told a beautiful story. He said, that's actually the formula for preaching. He said, that's coming from the British time. When the British were dominating India, the British gentleman, the officer, had Indian servants. So when the British officer left his office for lunch, he told to the Indian servant, just clean up here. I will come back in half an hour. So, you know, and the Indian was going, acha, sahib, acha. He couldn't speak really English. But he understand, I have to clean up. Okay. So the Indian boss left, the English boss left, and the Indians start to clean up. Do they get some fresh air? He opened the window. In India, dangerous. You open a window, monkey comes in. They live it. And they come in, a monkey is a creature. We had a practical experience. I found in India monkeys in my suitcase. They even know how to open the lock. You know, and they... Before you catch the monkey, he's already sitting with your towel on a tree. There are creatures they love to do in minimum time, maximum chaos. I don't know why they do that, but they love it. So the Indian was going, fetching some water, he came back, monkey in a room. And the monkey was jumping from table here, he knocked over the ink, you know, tearing papers around. Big mess. So the Indian was going, and the monkey was going, and then he jumped out. Few minutes later, the boss came back, and he saw the officers in much worse shape as before. So he was reaching for the stick, looking at the Indian. The Indian was scared. So he didn't know how to explain. He couldn't speak English. So he jumped on a table. He was going, monkey, 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 monkey. And the Englishman said, oh yeah, okay, there was a monkey. So just clean it up. Prabhupada said, that's how you preach. You come in a country, they don't understand anything. You just jump, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. They will understand. Very simple instruction, you know. There was, you know, Prabhupada instructions were so beautiful. You could follow them immediately. It was very practical. So this is, people think nowadays this is, you know, I'm more intellectual. Really? Let's see. Let's see where our intellectuality goes. That's why I get always in trouble, because some intellectuals get insulted. Yeah, Manidhar is always doing this show. I want to hear some philosophy. Well, I just spoke all the time about philosophy. Maybe you didn't notice. About the highest philosophy. We are not this body. The pleasure we are seeking is within. That's very philosophical and very practical. Philosophy must show there must be some result. Some conclusion. Didn't you notice that the Western philosophy never has any conclusion? You study philosophy for years, you are more confused as before. That's a rule. Academic world is forbidden to have a conclusion. That's fanatic. That's dogmatic. It could be seen in a different way. You know, there's a whole academy. Prabhupada said they can speculate whatever they want, but my problem is they spend so much money by doing this. Well-financed speculation crew. That's called academic. Writing big essays, you know, yeah? They have a law in the academic world. Publish or perish. That means you must write something. And then you write, well, from this point of view, blah, blah, and he said, blah, blah, and then people read this and they go, well, it's great, but what shall I do now? Our philosophy is completely different. Our philosophy is spoken on the battlefield. Can you imagine? Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, has chosen to speak the highest philosophy available for humankind on the battlefield. That's usually not the place you discuss philosophy. That's usually the place you load the guns and get ready and estimate the strength of the opponent. And, you know, you discuss strategic, plans, but not philosophy. You know, no. And he spoke it not to a sage, not to some yogi full of wisdom meditating. He spoke it to a soldier. Arjuna was a professional, amazing soldier, but that's another thing. But how comes? He was not even sannyasi. He was a mega grihastha. All the kshatriyas, they had many wives. How come? And what does Krishna wants to say to Arjuna? You don't want to fight? Arjuna actually, this is a long story, but Arjuna actually in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita says, I cannot fight. I don't mind to fight. I'm not afraid to fight, but not my friends, not my teachers, not those very same people I grew up with and I learned to love and worship. Now they are standing on the other side of the battlefield ready to kill me. Arjuna was shocked. What is this? For what? So I can become a king? Forget it. I'm going. And Krishna is explaining throughout the whole Bhagavad Gita, this is not about you. There is something much more higher, much more bigger going on. He said, this is a law of karma. These people will die one way or another, with you or without you. And Krishna explains from so many points of view, leading Arjuna to the very simple and plain understanding. Just do what I say. That's all. People call it blind faith. No, we have a whole book explaining what we are following. That's not blind faith. We want people to understand why we should surrender fully. This is for people with brain, not for brainwashed sheeps. Prabhupada was laughing when the American press were writing, Hare Krishna is brainwashing people, making you a robot. Prabhupada said, brainwashing. Washing what? They don't even have a brain to wash. We give brain, then we wash. So this was Prabhupada very plainly explaining. He urged us, think. You have some question? What question? In the beginning, the questions were really far out. I have a question. When I chant Hare Krishna, there is a light over my head. And Prabhupada was very calm. He said, keep on chanting, it will be switched off. And that was the atmosphere. Can you imagine? That was the public Prabhupada had. You know, I mean, nobody was trained in discussing anything of philosophy or Veda. And there were hippies who were considering themselves very intellectual. What was the result of the intellectuality? Well, they were smoking hashish all the time. You know, so much for the intellectuality. If you want to become really intellectual, hashish is a great thing. I never did this, I never took drugs, but I saw the results of this. In Germany, they were saying, hashish makes you completely passive, but I don't care. Means he is full of it. So, this is, Prabhupada said, wrong idea. But what is the background of all this? Prabhupada said, you are seeking happiness, isn't it? You want to become happy. I mean, who doesn't want to become happy? So Prabhupada said, I will show you. Prabhupada even said, I don't like hippies. We don't like hippies. We like happies. Because actually the hippies didn't look very happy. They came together and let's have some fun, happiness. At the end, everybody was stoned, finished. The ladies were pregnant and everybody went home. That's the end of hippie movement. And Prabhupada saw it already. Already in his presence, the whole hippie ecstasy was falling apart. Why? For two things. Drugs and illicit sex life. That finishes every culture. Any movement, anything, will be disintegrated and destroyed by just these two things. You know, yeah. Drugs and illicit sex life. Finish. Therefore, Prabhupada established the principles. How he managed to impose these principles upon these people who were living exactly opposite? How did he manage to have these hippies stopping from one day to the other? No drugs. No illicit sex life. Whoa! How do you do that? And Prabhupada immediately offered positive taste, positive alternatives. You know? Ultimately, you already indicated, you are agitated monk, you are preaching only to ladies. Why not to men? They are such a preachers. So, you know, so they preach, like the men all died, you know. They preach only to ladies. Well, how long do you do that? The Prabhupada said, we can also get married. And they said, married to whom? Prabhupada said, to her. And you married to him. In one Sunday, he got the whole crew married. Him as a sannyasi, it was never done before. Sannyasis have nothing to do with this. They shouldn't have anything to do with this. But there was nobody else. Normally, this is a task for the parents and for the other members of society. But there was no parents. There was nobody else. They were shocked. Marrying her? Oh! Him? Oh! But actually, Prabhupada established such a strong bond of love already and trust. They're going, okay. When Prabhupada said, we will go for it. So he did himself the ceremony. Now they were all married. And what did he do with the married couples? Same thing. He sends them preaching. 1970, Prabhupada writes, my Guru Maharaj was predominantly preaching through brahmacharis and sannyasis. I am predominantly preaching through grihastas. All the big temples, the first big temples being opened in England, in America, in France, everywhere, they were opened by grihasta couples. Of course, grihasta, family life, was practically on the level of sannyas in Prabhupada's presence. They were still living, and they were hippies. They didn't mind. Hippies live from a banana box, you know. So they did the same thing. And even when a child was born, Saraswati was the first girl who was born to Shyamasundara Prabhu and his wife. I mean, she grew up in a banana box. She was traveling all the time. And of course, it was clear that it cannot stay like this. That's clear. You know. Those things then evolved. Congregation. When I joined this movement, nobody knew congregation. But what congregation? What is the word? What congregation? It's us and them. Us, the monks, and the karmis. You know, it was a simple word, you know. And congregation. Who is the congregation? Prabhupada smiled. He said, you are the congregation. And they were like, what? Me? Yeah. And then he established the whole, piece by piece, the whole picture of Vedic society, starting with us, few people. But he indicated this is going to get big. So this is going to get much bigger as you think. So we establish not only a spiritual path, we establish a whole new society with everything. The plans of Prabhupada, I had the honor to speak to Tejas Prabhu, one of my godbrothers, who was right away at the beginning, before even Prabhupada registered ISKCON, he was with him. And Prabhupada told him amazing things. He said, time may come, we will have our own economy, we will have our own currency, we will have our own government. And he was like, because the only thing he could see was Prabhupada sitting in a room. But Prabhupada said it once, my problem is I cannot think small. I always think big. Yeah. And that became manifested. Actually, it became bigger as Prabhupada expected. That happens to empowered personalities. They sometimes wonder how empowered they are. Prabhupada was really sometimes like a child walking through a shopping house, And he was going, whoa, that's bigger as I saw it, Look, Brahmananda, it's really big. It was beautiful to see this. There was a feature of Srila Prabhupada. It was like Prahlad, We have 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj. He was also going Hare Krišna. And his father tried to kill him and do all that. And he was going Hare Rama. And amazing things happened. Finally, Lord Nishingadev himself appeared because of him. And Prabhupada was like this. He was walking around. He was very firm. He was preaching all the time. He was not waiting until something happens. Prabhupada established a rule, which actually he quoted. God helps those who help themselves. That means the initiative has to come from us. And the rest, let's see what Krishna will bless, how we will empower it. And there is no limits to it. Once you deal with Krishna, there is no limits. Devotees told Prabhupada, this is impossible. Prabhupada said, impossible is a word in Fool's Dictionary. We don't have it in Krishna consciousness. He was so bold. And devotees were like, whoa. And it really happened. There were so many amazing things happening around Prabhupada, being close to him. And even people like me, I could show you a picture of me being 16 years old, you would not recognize me. It's just a spaced out dreaming artist, just. And then I can show you a picture of me on a street 10 years later. I end up in a situation, devotees coming to me and say, even my authorities ask me, are you afraid of something at all? And I was going, afraid of what? I don't know. Yeah, I'm afraid to fall in Maya. That's a powerful energy. It can really make a very different Manidhara, When Maya starts to work on you, you will not recognize me anymore. Unfortunately, I had this experiences on others, so I was always alert. Don't come close to this. Maya is very powerful. She can change you. Otherwise, what shall I be afraid of? I had on the street, while preaching, distributing books, I had people pulling guns on me. Several times people want to kill me or whatever. And I was like, Hare Krishna. I remember the man, it was dark, late at night, we were going distributing books into the night in a city of Berlin. I remember that guy standing, and I wouldn't do that, but I couldn't see him at night, so I just turned around, there was somebody who was going, hello, you want a book? And he took the book, and he looked at me, and he said, you can give a little donation. He gave me the book back like this, said, I will give you a donation. And he pulled a gun out, a really big one. It was a semi-automatic Magnum. I'm not expert, but I knew this is a big gun. And he just pulled the gun on me like this. You know what I did? I put my small finger into the gun like this, and he's going, so now what? the man started to laugh. I mean, obviously it never happened to him before. He pulled a gun on somebody, he puts a finger in, and goes, what? And, and he started to laugh. And I told him, come on, just shooting some Hare Krishna, what do you get out of this? So he was, some mafiosi, some gangster. And he just put the gun away and walked away. And I went around the corner and was going, what have I done? I just put my small finger into somebody's gun. Whoa. I mean, you do things like this. Once you are actually submerged in devotional service, you do things you never thought you will do. There's no impossible.